guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hello. So today I am doing an update that's kind of, well, you can tell by the title, it's an adoption update. It's also kind of a life update because there has just been so much that has happened over the last couple months since we gave you guys an update. Now, it's just me today because I felt like it just being me, and I don't think I need Dan in this video to like convey what I'm gonna be conveying to you guys. And a lot of it is just like, I kind of wanna mind dump. So I hope this isn't annoying. I also hope this video isn't pointless, and you'll kind of find out why as I go on, why I hope it's not pointless. But yeah, man, so much has been going on. We've been out of town. We were out of town pretty much the entire month of September. We were in LA for 2 weeks, and then we were home for a couple of days, and then we were in Israel for like 10 days, 9 days. So we were gone the whole month. Traveling is rough on me, and it's hard for me. I'm not one of those people that like, it's funny because I have a job that in theory could go anywhere. Like, you can work anywhere, but like, I suck at working when I'm on the road. Like, because it's like, well, I could get on my computer right now and work, or I could go out to dinner with everyone. Like, I just have a really hard time. Oh, my friend wants to get breakfast. I don't live here anymore. I'm gonna go get breakfast. So I end up just wanting to do that. Now, yeah, so it was a crazy, busy, amazing, but crazy busy month. Oh, okay, so before we hop into this video, the first thing I have to say is thank you for all of the comments on my last video. I uploaded a music video cover with my friends and my dad. My dad was in it, and he was amazing. And I just appreciate you guys' comments so much. You don't even know how much fun I have when I get to participate in something musical. I literally am like, this is me living my best life. So it's so fun. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we did a cover of In the Blood by John Mayer, and I've been wanting to cover that song. Someone in the comments actually left a comment, and I think they were kind of trying to be snarky, like, this song is a year old. And I was like, I know. I mean, first off, like, I don't pick my songs based off of like what's popping on the charts. Like, sometimes it is something that's popping, sometimes it's not, it's just a song that I love. But second off, that's how long I've been wanting to cover this song. It took a full year to make it happen for so many reasons: busyness, adoption stuff, you know, money, time, just like all kinds of things. And I'm so happy that it finally happened, and I really appreciate your guys' comments. It means a lot to me that you guys like, I don't know, seeing that stuff and hearing that stuff, because it brings me a lot of joy. So I just wanted to say that first. So, adoption updates. I was trying to think of even how to say all of this or where to even go, but like, oftentimes I find that the more that I stop and think about things, I'll like lose my nerve, or I'll get confused. I'm like, just do it, just film it and talk it. You can edit it if you need to, just go. So I'm just gonna go. So basically where we're at right now is almost a little bit of a standstill for a couple of reasons. Now, how do I word this? I have been really hesitant to come on here and like share. I haven't really been sure like what I actually want to share, because something that, so like let me back up. When I started this process, when we started this process, I say I because now I'm referring to the videos, my heart, and this is still my heart, was to kind of like pull back the veil of secrecy that can be around adoption sometimes. I think I said this in the beginning, that like, if you're pregnant and you want to know, you go on YouTube and you're like, first trimester, second trimester, there are so many videos that exist around the topic of pregnancy, of other women documenting what they're going through and what the process is like. And there aren't as many around adoption. A lot of moms and people have been documenting, but it's just not as plentiful as pregnancy videos. And so my real like heart behind this was like, I want to help be a part of helping normalize the conversation and the topic in general. And if anyone out there is kind of looking for content, for information, to just feel like they know other people that have done it, you know, like I can be a part of that conversation. So that has been my heart. That is my heart around making these videos and sharing the process. Now that being said, there's kind of like, my brain is spinning because there's kind of a couple things around this. So you guys have seen our last few videos. It was like, we're adopting from here, just kidding, we're not. We're adopting from here, just kidding, we're not. And it kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, I think we need to kind of withhold what we're putting out and when, just so that we're not like flying blind. Like we're not giving like, these are still kind of real time. Like what you're getting today is what's actually going on, or at least part of it, which is what I'm going to say. But I kind of had this feeling like, I think we need to hold some of it a little more like privately. And I don't even like saying that because I've seen your guys' comments, and it's not like I never thought about this before of like, could this be bad to like share your story online? Do you need to consult a lawyer? But I've just kind of felt this whole time that like, I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm not gonna do or say anything that I deem horrible or super irresponsible or really rude or whatever. So I've just kind of felt this whole time like, I believe that God has a plan and this is gonna play out how it's supposed to play out. That being said, I still have come to the point now where I feel like, okay, things have changed so fast, rather than giving exact play-by-play, well, not fast, so drastically, that's the word. Rather than giving just complete play-by-play updates, I'd rather give like, I'd rather give you updates once I feel like I have a better grasp on things. So it's been really interesting because basically where we're at right now is, like I said, a little bit of a standstill. We're at a little bit of a pause because we have some decisions to make. And I don't really want to share those decisions yet, but we're definitely at a fork in the road. We're still moving forward with adoption. That's still a plan at this point. We're just not sure about some details. And I know I told you guys that I would tell you what country program we are in, but I'm not comfortable telling you that yet because of a few other reasons that I also can't tell you guys today. And I want to share them with you, but I want to be respectful of other people who maybe in our real life haven't been filled in on certain things yet, real life, off the camera, or, just different parties that are involved in the process. It's been hard. I think that's one thing that, like, when I started the process, we knew it was going to be hard. We knew that it was going to be emotional because I think for the most part, growing a family in any way that you choose to grow a family, whether it's, through pregnancy, biologically, or adopting, I think it's just emotional, and that's just what it is. But I think in the beginning, I expected it to be a teensy bit easier because I was walking around under the impression like, okay, there's 150 million-ish orphans on the planet. Like, people just have to step up and just want to be a family or take in an orphan to be their child, and that's kind of what it is. And I thought, okay, there's going to be a lot of paperwork hoops to jump through, but I thought it was going to be easier in the sense that it's like, great, we have a family here that's like ready to adopt a kid. I didn't know. I guess the best word for the state that I was in was, it was idealized around like, okay, there's all these kids that need homes and I can be a mom and Dan can be a dad to these kids. Like, this will be great. And once we embarked in, we realized, wow, well, a chunk of those kids are special needs. So out of that 150 million, a chunk of them are special needs. So if that's not something that you're looking to take on in your life, which at this moment in time, unless God changes our hearts, that's not what we're looking to embark on. We don't feel called to that. So that's a chunk off the table. I feel like that's weird wording, but you guys get where my heart is. At least I hope you do. Then there's a chunk of those kids that are much older, or that are just older than we're looking to adopt at this point. So that's a whole nother chunk off the table. And so you've narrowed down, just by those two things being not what we're looking to embark on right now, you've narrowed down that number a lot. And it's interesting. I wish it's hard because I really want to give you this update, but there are just things I feel like I can't say yet. Yet is the key word. There's so many things that I feel like I know that in retrospect I'll be able to say, but I can't fully say it right now. It's just been really eye-opening. I think that's something with adoption in general. I really expected, you know, like with these different country programs, I didn't expect necessarily, and this is coming from someone who, like, my brother's adopted, my parents have been through this, but the amount of detail that is needed to take in a child that needs a home is kind of crazy to me, to be honest. Like, I totally understand background checks and, you know, psych evaluations and financial records, you know, basic things. But there are so many things that come into play, and they change country by country because every country has different standards and things that they're okay with and things that they're not okay with. For example, when we left the Korea program, which I realized I never clarified to you guys, we were not actually kicked out of the Korea program by the country of Korea. We were told by our adoption agency that no Korean judge would approve an adoption to us because of two reasons. A, the SSRI that I was on, and B, because of our public advocacy of adoption. And both of those things are kind of strange to me, and, you know, you just kind of like, you take their word at it. I don't know how much of that is like accurate, but those were the reasons that were given to us on two separate times, because we were kicked out the first time and then brought back in when I came off my SSRI. And then we were kicked out again because they said, hey, we don't believe that any judge is going to approve your adoption with you being so public about all of this. You know, and we had a few reasons given to us why that was, and it makes sense. It's just, you know, I'm not in Korea. I've never adopted before. I don't know what the situation is. So we're basically at this point where we're re-reviewing all of our options and the things that we could possibly do. I will say we are basically done with our home study. I think I told you guys that. I keep saying basically because since we've switched country programs so many times, our social worker was never able to write a final report, which is really what the home study is. So we've done all of the paperwork. We've done everything, unless, depending on the country program we get into, unless we need to do another psych evaluation for that, because the psych tests vary from country to country. But we're basically done. We've turned everything in. So it's kind of this weird feeling though right now of like we're done, we've done so much, and then at the same time we're like just starting. We're not even in a program, we're not even in any kind of system. We're just dealing with we've just finished paperwork within the US to be able to adopt. We've finished the home study process, basically. And it's a weird feeling. I guess the way that I've been feeling through this whole process, I have so many emotions. It's actually really interesting. Well, not really interesting. I don't know. It's weird to preface your own thought, but it's actually really interesting. But I've been considering making a video about this topic I'm about to say in general, about the concept of emotions coming in sets of 3. That's something that my therapist said to me a while ago. She was like, emotions aren't ever just like one, like you're just sad or you're just happy. She's like, they come in sets of 3. And Dan and I were having this whole conversation recently about comedy, and this is kind of a side tangent, but I'll loop it back around, and about how, you know, so many people, like, we can't, in our culture, we have a hard time laughing at things now. Like, so many things are deemed offensive, or things that you can't say. And I told him, I was talking to him about this when we were actually randomly when we were in Israel, and I was saying, you know, it's so weird to me because just because something is funny doesn't mean that it's also not tragic or heartbreaking or like, is solemn an emotion? I don't know, solemn is not an emotion, but like things can be many things, you know what I mean? Like something can be heartbreaking and you can find humor in it and laugh because it's like, that's the situation you're in. And that is a side tangent, but to say all of that, to bring it back to this, I've been feeling a lot of emotions. I mean, I was telling my friend at dinner last night that I feel like the weird thing about adoption is like, I'm one of those people, I'm very scared to become a mom. Like, I hate to put words to that because like, I don't want to be scared. And I don't necessarily want to speak that to life, but I also want to be transparent in how I'm feeling. And so there is a part of me that's very scared to become a mom, just because I've lived 10 years of marriage with my husband as is, like just the two of us, I know that being a mom at any stage is just, it's going to totally change the rhythm of our life and who I need to think of for certain things and, you know, just everything, right? So I'm scared, but I feel like when you're pregnant, like once you're pregnant, it's like, okay, well, I can be scared this whole time, but unless something, God forbid, happens horrible, it's happening now. Like I'm gonna be a mom and that's it. But with adoption, it's like, you have to be like, I wanna be a mom, right? I wanna be a mom, right? Because there's all these blocks over and over and over. And then you just have to like, you turn in the next round of paperwork and then you fill out the next thing and then you hit a new block and you turn here and then you hit a new block, and every block you hit, you're just like, I do want to do this, right? Especially I would imagine because I'm a first time mom. So it's not like I'm already a mom and I already know what it's like and I know what I mean, I don't know. I guess you don't never know what to expect. But it's like I'm pushing past that first mom fear and we have to keep fighting for it. And so it's this very weird feeling. And when I was talking to my therapist, she was telling me, she was like, I don't want you to be scared about the fact that you're scared. Like, does that mean something? And she was like, everybody pretty much feels scared their first time being a mom. And I mean, that sounds like common sense, but it also made me feel good just to hear her say that. But I'm also feeling all the other positive emotions too. Like, I don't want to just drown those out with that. I mean, I am excited, but I can only feel so excited because I don't even know when this is going to happen. Like, something could just flip and then we could be a parent in 6 months, or something, it could take 2 to 3 years. I think I told you guys at the beginning that I had a feeling our process was going to be on the shorter side of life. And now I don't even know what I feel. I'm just kind of like, I guess we'll just see what happens. So it's weird because in some ways you want to be getting like prepared to be a parent. But then in other ways, like I had an adoptive mom text me the other day and she said it took her 8 years to get her son. So on the other hand, I don't want to stop my life and stop what I'm doing just because I think I have to get ready for mommy life. Also, what does mommy life even mean? Like, that's something else I've really been contemplating lately, is like, everyone's family is different. The dynamics within their family, the personality of the mom, the personality of the dad, the jobs that they have, their family dynamics beyond just their, what do they call that? A nuclear family. I don't know if that's the word. Everyone's life is different. And so lately I've been spending a lot of time thinking about like, well, what do I want our family to look like? What do we want our family to look like? I feel bad. I always am like, it's not just me, it's us. But like, what do I want? And I think I've been coming to this realization lately that yes, I don't have to slow down my life right now or what I'm doing right now just because I'm like, I'm going to be a mom, because I don't know God's timing. I don't know when that's going to be. And B, some of these things that maybe like in the back of my head, I felt like I had to stop or slow down. I'm kind of realizing like, no, I don't. I can be whatever kind of mom that I want to be, that we can have whatever kind of family we want to have. I guess to make that more specific of an example, and watch me eat my words and change my mind in a few months, but like lately I have been reaching out to people in Nashville that I want to make music with, and just reaching out to people in general that I want to make music with. And I think like there's this part of me that my struggle before was like, why would you be making music if you're not trying to do this like for, like, you're not trying to become a pop star or do it for a living? Like, why are you going to do that? I kind of came over that point and realizing like, because it's fun. And side note, you can monetize music by putting it up on different platforms like iTunes and Spotify and whatever. But I was like, because it's fun, like that's why I want to do it. And having that realization like a year and a half ago before we moved to Nashville, of feeling like I have to do things that are just fun because they give you, maybe I said this before, but like when people, how do I word this? Let me finish that last sentence. They give you things in life to feel excited about, especially if you're a 7 on the Enneagram and really literally one of your top motives is just to have fun. Realizing I literally have to. I have to. Because if I just do things out of a place of like just duty and responsibility, as horrible as this sounds, I crumble, like I fall apart and I start to find no meaning in life. And I feel like that sounds horrible and shallow, and I think it kind of is, but on the other hand, I just have to. I've realized that. But also, if you're someone that like can fall into pits of like despair and depression. I feel like having those things in your life that are just joyful and fun kind of are like, they build the ladder. I heard this from another YouTuber actually, and I don't remember her name, but they build that ladder. Oh, that's right. It was a girl that was talking about Ehlers-Danlos. I don't remember. Let me know if you remember their name. It's like Marina and something. They live in like Japan. She's a white chick with blonde hair, and she has Ehlers-Danlos, and she was talking about dealing with pain and saying that in order to deal with her depression from her pain, she has to go do things sometimes that may end up not making her feel the best physically, like a night out dancing with her friends or whatever, to remember what makes life so exciting and fun and awesome, so that when she's in those pits, she can crawl out of them. It's like each experience is a rung on the ladder, like, oh, that was amazing, like life is worth living. And I feel the same thing about like the stuff that I'm embarking on. And I didn't want to reach out to people to do more of these fun little projects and ideas that I have in line with music and, you know, just other ideas that I have, because it's like, I'm going to be a mom soon, and that's going to be my focus, and everything else is going to have to come to a screeching halt. But then I realized, okay, homie, you have no idea when that's going to be. Like literally no idea. So just like do the things that make you happy and are fun and fulfilling for you. Just do them. And then B, why did I think that everything's just gonna have to completely stop? Like it might stop for a period of time. That sounds like that could maybe happen, or things may have to slow down, or I might have to let go of some things. But like, why did I have this idea somewhere in the back of my head that like, well, I can't because everything's gonna come to a stop? And so yeah, I feel like right now what I'm really just trying to do is we're keeping the adoption train moving forward, and you'll get more of a specific update once we get over this specific hump right now of like some decisions we have to make. Then I feel like I'll be comfortable giving you a more specific update. But I'm kind of in the place where I'm like, just stay distracted, stay focused, and on like what things you want to do other than being a mom. Like keep focused on those things, because yes, they bring you joy, you love them, it's part of my job, although really like my job can be kind of anything I want, which is what's mind-blowing. But yeah, that's kind of just what I'm trying to do. And I have a husband that's, you know, just like so supportive of all of these things and projects and ideas and businesses and all these things that I'm doing or I'm wanting to do. He's so supportive. So that's the other thing, is like when we have a kid, like our life is going to look different than someone who maybe both parents have a 9-to-5 job, or one is a 9-to-5 job. Like our life is just going to be structured a little differently. So yeah, kind of a weird place. I know that some really big decisions are going to be made this week. So we'll be getting over this little hump probably soonish in life. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited though to give you guys those updates. I just want to make sure I do things appropriately to the best of my abilities, which means I'm still gonna mess stuff up because I'm not like a naturally appropriate person, and I always have this compulsive need to like share and process and go through things vocally. I love it. I mean, I feel like that's something I've been thinking about a lot too, is like, why do you like doing that so much? And I feel like the question I came to in my head was like, well, why do some people like writing so much? It's therapeutic, it's an art, it's connection, it's expression. And I don't write a ton, although I will probably be writing more in the future. But talking and sharing is my version of that. And I've said that over the last few months to you guys, that like, you know, I want to do more talking and sharing videos, and I have, because I just really enjoy it. And I find that these videos are the ones that I get the most excited about to go read the comments. Not adoption videos. I mean, yes, adoption videos, but just talking videos, because I'm always like, I wonder if anything I said like is going to spur other thoughts from other people, or like what their feedback is, or if they resonated with any of that. It just always is very interesting to me. So I feel like this was a very long update about kind of nothing, but hopefully something. And I'll give you guys an update. We will give you an update on exactly where we are in the process as soon as we get over this current like decision hump. Whew, my camera just stopped recording. But yeah, we'll give you an update as soon as we get over this little area, this patch that we're in. And I just appreciate your guys' support so much. I get messages, DMs, and comments and everything from you guys, just like saying the nicest things in general. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you guys back here soon with another new video, and that's it. I can't keep saying that's it. Bye.